here, and today I just want to. I might be rambling a little this time. I want to talk about prep, pacing, and improv. Now, I'm talking about improv as it's as dealing with the games. Um, let's start with prep. I mean, I've talked a lot about prep here, and um, I pretty much have come up with a rule. See, this was all kind of on my mind since last night when I ran a Castles and Crusades game, and I'll get to that in a minute. But as far as prep goes and planning, um, get your prep done. And I'm talking about mostly for people who are still trying to get their campaign off the ground. This will be a lot easier and faster when your campaign is up and running and you know which direction it's going to and you know the players. So, what you have to do is prep it, and the pace is mainly what I was concerned about. Because, see, I feel now that as far as prepping goes, you should prep for maybe half as much, half again as much as you need. Like I tend to prep in a certain time frame. The reason being is because the group I'm running right now, we run on Mondays from 7 to 10. That's a 3 hour block. Boom. And it's on a Monday, so we don't really waste much time. And we may even do less than 3 hours if we have to do, like last night, we had to do some maintenance stuff, like, upping character sheets, need the information, blah, 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 blah. And at least one person was late. So, anyway, so we're looking at the most a good 3 hours. That's what I was prepping for. And I prepped for 3 hours. I've got pretty much a formula in my head a bit for it after running at conventions. Um, I tend to plan one encounter an hour. Now, I'm not saying that I can't do more than one encounter an hour. I mean, if they're short encounters, like, hey, you see somebody at the side of the road, or, you get out of the way of some wagons, or, oh, there's a cow. I'm talking about like semi major encounters where there may be battle involved, or role playing. I mean, you know, going to shop in a town before you leave, that's an encounter pretty much. But I should plan for at least one significant encounter an hour. And so I planned for 3 encounters. I planned on this scenario for going more than one session. So I planned, I pretty much planned the whole thing, but I only plan it to a certain point because at a certain point the players take the lead and then I just sort of follow them. I've got stuff for them to do, but it's not as fleshed out as when I get them in the hook and they're doing their thing. I want to it's a give and role playing is a give and take, and always trying to keep it loose. Plan situations, don't plan games. Because encounters are situations. This is what your characters are. Think of it this way. I'm not trying to make it seem like a GM versus a players thing, but make it like these are what your characters are going to do, and you don't know what the players' characters are going to do. You can get kind of a rough idea if you've taken notes and you have their stats and you watch them for a few games. You can kind of guesstimate, but you don't want to like, okay, he's definitely going to do this. They may not do that. So that's kind of something the prep I did, and I prepped for a 3 hour game. And now like I said, I expected to go like at least 2 sessions. Well, guess what? The whole thing went in one session in less than 3 hours because the players, when I thought they were going to rest, didn't rest. I did not expect them to go out in the middle of the night and go raid an orc encampment or dugout or whatever the heck they were going to do. I expected them to wait till the morning. So I had to sort of rush the plot a little. I didn't expect that. As anybody knows, no plan survives contact with the players. Um, and so I had to improvise a little. Now, I love improv. And I'm mainly dealing with ad-libbing here. I call it flying by the seat of my pants, pulling something out of my wazoo, whatever. Um, I mean, as an actor, I've had to ad lib before on stage, um, with varying degrees of success. And as far as I'm concerned, improv is structured ad libbing. That's what it is. You have a through line. You got an idea of your character. The other person got the idea of your character. You get a concept and go. Watch any Christopher Guest movie. That is improv. It's structured ad libbing. He gives them the characters and what he wants them to convey in the scene, and he lets them go. No lines, no nothing. And that's basically what the GM has to do. It's so I basically had to rush the plot a little. The female druid who got kidnapped, who was supposed to get kidnapped the next morning, got kidnapped that night because all of a sudden, after the orcs tried to burn the barn, they put it out, and I thought everybody's going to go to sleep, and then in the morning the farmer's going to wake up. Oh my God, my sister's gone. She's been kidnapped, and we all know who took them because we got a really good idea because there's a dugout with a bunch of orcs that live next to the farm, but then okay, let's go right now at 2:30 in the morning and go raid an orc encampment. Okay, let's go. So I took a pee break, I took a drink break, and we dived into it. In fact, we even did the big battle. I didn't think we'd get the big battle because it was like running near time. So no, we could do it, and they did it. So my philosophy in that is now, if you plan for 50% more than what you need. So I planned for a 3-hour game. I should have planned for a 4.5-hour game. Where did they go then? Fortunately, also, I had my notes. Now, I have an argument with my friend Vince, DM Vince, over ad-libbing and, basically running off the top of your head. His view is you can't plan that. You just run off the top of your head. I said every GM, DM should plan for it. You can plan for it. Have encounter charts. Have notes where they are. I mean, there's people who run their whole campaigns that way. They know the area. They know the players. They know what's going to be encountered where. They know the machinations of certain places. That's what Sandbox is all about. So, when you plan, like I said, mine is one encounter an hour and plan for about 50% more than you need. And a lot of that came from conditioning from running at conventions too, because you got the 4 to 5 hour block right there. And that's all you get, unless you guys want to move the game somewhere else. You got to let the table go. So that's pretty much my advice for that. There's going to be more on this as I think of it. I've got a pretty good idea about dueling plots too, but we can save that for another time. So if you guys have any opinions or anything like that about this, leave some of the notes here on YouTube, or give me a shout out an email at oldmangrognard@gmail.com. I do read those, believe it or not. And I guess I'll see you next time. So, bye-bye.